Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of in Noni Riders channel on YouTube. Today's topic will be very attractive for, especially for mountain bikers, downhillers, or even some gravel bikers who are using hydraulic brakes. As you all know, that since hydraulic brakes for the road bikes and mountain bikes and all the rest of the bikes were made, there were, especially with Avid brand, there were severe troubles that after a while, when you're using it and overheating it, the pistons inside, because they use some duroplastic materials which are molded, and of course they're molded because they tend to have lower cost, massive production, but the functionality of that is since a long time ago, let's say for the last 10 years that I have experiences with fixing and tuning the hydraulic brakes, I found out that the main reason for that problem is that the piston becomes in shape of trumpet, so the trumpet cannot go through the hole anymore. So what it happens that viscosity forces of fluid don't have enough power to put the piston back inside the caliper, so it stays somewhere in the middle of the stroke, and that of course causing rubbing the rotor of this brake with the brake pads. What means it's noisy, it's slowing you down, sometimes can even stuck, so they cannot even move the wheel. So I was experiencing some severe cases where people actually had to remove the caliper because it was not possible to move on with the bike. So I'm just gonna borrow this camera and show you what's the deal about it. So what I do recommend, of course, if the picture is not so clear, and I do apologize in advance, but anyway, I think I will try to show you the point. My procedure of tuning the hydraulic disc brakes starts with the geometry of the piston. If this is the piston, around in here is the caliper, this is the brake pad where it touches the piston, and these are the seals. What I actually do totally opposite. I do make my own pistons from brass material. This is special brass material which is having or contains a little bit higher percentage of lead. Lead helps for smoothness inside the movement of the brake caliper, which is made from aluminum alloy and of course molded as well. In this case, or I'm just gonna tell you the point. No, okay. In this case, I have one older. This is Magura Julie hydraulic brake system, where I, of course, make for this type of brakes my own pistons, and as we can see, in here is the hole. In this hole normally I glue with high temperature resistant glue inside, like this, which holds the back plate of the brake pad. So what is the main trick in here? As you can see, this area on the upper part of piston, you will see that there is between 0.2 until 0.5 degree negative angle. So that means the piston is some kind of conical. But what that means, because you don't have straight edge in here and surface, aside of viscosity forces of the fluid, which is actually making causing to move piston back inside, because the liquid is not like air, you cannot squeeze it. It helps additionally that natural force, which is before, if you have trumpet shaped piston, it will stuck somewhere in the middle of the stroke. But in this case, piston is always standing to go backwards towards the caliper. That means it's always open to the max, because the ceiling in here just simply have some kind of small momentum which is actually pushing back the piston inside the caliper. So basically this is a very simple trick, but it works. According to my test with some downhill riders which were testing similar brakes, they report significant results, that they don't have, even if you're overheating the brakes, they're never stuck, or they never inducing any troubles with rubbing the brake pads anymore. So in this case, as we can see, I will try to hold in both hands. Yeah, this will be kind of hard, but anyway, as we can see, it's moving very, very smoothly when I'm pressing the and it always gets back to the zero position. According to this Magura Julie brake system, as you can see around in here, it's like a crown. Why is that? I do this crown with the purpose to get the oil from the side, because the intake of the oil on the caliper comes from the bottom side area. So you need to somehow put the oil inside the center to start moving the piston inside the caliper. So I just use some, let's say, small grinder, hand grinder, and I just do grind a little bit, 0.3 millimeters of gap, so the oil can get through this small edge. And that's actually very economic way of tuning your brake systems. Of course, you need some experiences, what tolerances you need. The surface need to be very smooth, but maybe you can use the casual paper or some clothes when you're turning this, and just polish the surface. The main reason I do that is also because it's cheaper than if you buy, for instance, the stock Duro plastic pistons, which basically cost even $20 plus. But in this case, when I make it on my own, aside of material cost, two pistons can get basically from around $5 until $6. And according to the test, like I said, they never let me down. So it's effective, it's lower cost, and it's very reliable. So I hope that you get enough information how you can do it. Especially I do recommend this kind of tuning system for Avid brand, because Avid brand Elixir especially had tremendous problems with the brakes, and I had to do something because I was already tired fixing those things all over the time with the original parts. So for the last 5 or 6 years, I think I'm doing tricks like this, and it seems they work fine. Hope for you guys that you get enough information, and if you have any questions or comments, just post down below, and don't forget to subscribe, because more subscribers I will have, more videos I will make. Even the quality of camera maybe will change, because now I have some cheaper GoPro camera, and it seems the resolution is not so great. But anyway, Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.